everybody, welcome to BrickVault. My name is Mike and today we have the review of the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon. That's a Ninjago movie set. One of the bigger ones, I have to say. This guy was built during a live stream that you can check out if you want, the links below. But in this video we're gonna do a review after this short time lapse. That is the completed set right here. The temple is quite of a high building, I have to say. It looks pretty realistic. Very close to what you would see in many Asian countries for a temple of such kind. Looks not really boring, to be honest. It has a lot of details, and this dark gray color plus dark blue adds a lot to those very good looks. We have the massive red gate with some nice prints on both sides. This gate is guarding the main entrance to the temple that is hiding all the cool stuff behind that we're gonna be going through in this review. And with this set we also get two great guardian dogs. Those look like those mythical dogs that guard places like in the maybe Roman mythology of such kind. And the builds for them is very nice. We have both of these guys just guarding the sides of the temple. I'm gonna be going through them in the review as well. And we get also a bunch of minifigs, pretty much all ninjas that we have in Ninjago movie. That's all of them. And there is of course Garmadon. The only person that's missing here is Master Wu, but we get him in other set with all the ninjas. That's Destiny's Bounty. This time around there is the Jungle Garmadon. That's probably one of the best versions of Garmadon in all Ninjago movie line. But let's start off with this review with what we have in the back of the temple. The back of the build is basically all about booby traps. We have a bunch of these, so every single floor, every place you can step on can be very dangerous for our ninjas. A lot of stuff can pretty much harm you here. And first off, we have a cage in here. That is a cage that's gonna be probably taking part in the movie, and that's the similar build we used to see in Hands of Time builds. You can put a minifig there, and it actually has the door opening. So you can just grab it like that, and then you can get your minifig inside. And that's a cool thing. Not sure what this is really for, probably for, well, prisoners. That's a bone cage, so it's a lot of bones. And maybe they even use that to distract the guarding dogs in front of the temple. Maybe that's what's for, but we'll have to see in the actual movie. The temple has two actual access points. You can go all in by using the main door, but the traps are waiting there, so be careful. The door is a very nice build. You can actually push it in, and there is some friction, so they do feel like massive gates to a very ancient temple. Looks good. And also we have those steps here with a very asymmetrical build for a rocky step kind of thing, and those tiles probably present some old incrusts or maybe ancient civilization things that you would see on an approach for such temple. There is also a gate, not a gate, but a special hidden function here. If you pull this lever on the side, you're gonna pop off this rock, and that actually allows you to get to the temple unharmed. Well, maybe some snakes can bite you inside, because you can see there are some snakes here inside, and this whole thing goes out on the other side, so that way our heroes can sneak into the temple maybe by using this small area here. Opens up just below the cage, and if you make it through the snakes, you pretty much are inside without getting into too much harm's way of all those booby traps. As you walk in through the main door, there are a few things that can actually happen to you. Well, not very pleasant things, but first off, there is this thing. That's a small thing that holds this massive rock in place. So you gotta be careful when you walk in, because that thing can just hit you. Then you can just get it back up. And this thing here, this mechanism here, actually prevents it from falling over. There's a very simple lock mechanism that just lifts this up, and then the whole thing goes down. So it just snaps in place between those cog teeth and holds the entire rock in place. But that is not only the only thing that meets you in the front. There is a massive trapdoor. The thing you're looking for here is the treasure in this crate right here. So there's plenty of stuff that you can actually be in the temple for, a lot of gold coins and treasure pieces. But this thing is not very easy to reach, because as you approach it, you can pull off a trapdoor right here. So you can see Kai just fell over, and the whole thing extends. So now you have a obstacle course to get to the actual treasure, which I think is pretty cool. The funny thing about this skeleton is a short story that may be connected to him. You can see his leg next to those jumpy poles that extend as we activate the booby trap, the trap door in the entrance, and the rest of his body without the leg is residing here in the prison. So he must have tried to get the treasure, lost his leg, crawled right next to it to get some shelter, and died because he was trapped. I think that's a story, very dark one, and well, I think it's just a great Easter egg to have in the set. His head can actually be found in one of the rooms behind this blade. That's the skeleton head we have here. So I'm not sure what it's doing here, but it may be the same guy's head, which is another very dark Easter egg. The whole thing is very easy to reset. You just push it back and the trapdoor resets. But if you made it through, the trapdoor got engaged, and then our hero is trying to get something else. There is one more booby trap on the way, and that is the TNT box pretty much dropping on your head. The rooms to the left also hold some secrets. First one here can be actually considered an extra minifig in this set. This is the Stone Warrior, and right here you can see that he's in his maybe even alive form, because he can have like a stone form as well, and probably as you approach him he can just get alive and become your adversary that you would have to fight in order to get to more treasures. The room right above has also some rewards. That's a golden katana sword, and this thing here can also be vicious because this can chop you down in a matter of moments. The rooms on the other side also hold some secrets. The first one here is holding some very old manuscripts to check out, probably some ancient ninja powers. So if our guys approach it too close and stand on this tile, then you can engage this thing. It's a disc shooter that can pretty much chop off your legs. Quite a nasty trap right there. The room just above is holding some weapons stash. You can see some of those scimitars in this small box, but you have to be careful to not engage the snakes that are hiding right behind this vase. There is even more detailing at the very top of the set. You can see two small, very tiny rooms actually with stickers in it. So there is one on this side with some volcano sticker that is probably showing the Garmadon's lair in Volcano. That might be another set in the very near future. And this one here is also home to a quite big red spider. That's the same mold we have seen in the jungle sets, and this guy is just residing here. There is not easy access to get to him, but it's just a example of how much detail was put into this set. As we move higher up to the actual ultimate weapon chamber, right here there is one more sticker that is quite unique to this set, with some Garmadon eyes and some sort of a labyrinth printed onto it, or maybe just his type of branding for the temple. And right above this there is the everlasting blue flame that might be the titled ultimate weapon. We're not sure yet. The weapon may be as well the laser pointer, as I said before, but it might be also has something to do with this massive blue flame. I still have to say that I can't say enough good things about the roof of this temple. The detailing of this dark blue contrasting with gray looks excellent. I like those details at the corners, the edges of the entire roof with those scorpions, and a lot of cool curves and slopes that are making up for this great look. And it all ends up with a very pointy antenna that adds to the epicness of the place we are in. I think in general it looks very good, and well, they went the great route to create a temple that doesn't look like anything we have seen in Ninjago lines so far. The set also gives us two of those guys. Those are the guard dogs, the stone guards that are guarding the entrance to the temple. This is the same build for both of them, and they are surprisingly expressive for what they are. I mean, the dogs can look mean like that, but if you raise those kind of eyebrows pieces, they can look, well, slightly funny. They can even smile, and I think even of the box you see one of the ninjas just rubbing one of those guys' belly and making this guy behave like a funny family dog. So probably that's the case in the movie, that those guys are not too scary. Maybe they fought our ninjas in the first place, but in the end they become, you know, just pets to have fun with. And the build for them is really good. The legs are articulating in a number of ways, so you can position them in a special positions if you want to, and also the head is on swivel, so it can move around along with jaws, and as I mentioned before, all those expressions you can surprisingly make with moving ears and moving eyebrows. I think that's a great build and just a great addition to overall a very good set. The set gives us 6 ninjas and Garmadon. That's a total of 7 minifigs, and ninjas are in their non-mask form, so that means we have very great molds for hairs, different hair molds for each one of them. But also I like to consider some more minifigs in the set, because we actually do get this guy. That's the Hands of Time Stone Warrior, that's in one of the rooms in the set, and he's an actual minifig. Well, that's a gray body, but there are great face expressions and nice armor from Hands of Time era, and we even get one skeleton that I showed you before. So a lot of cool minifigs, and let's start off with maybe Kai. Kai comes with the same print that we have seen in previous sets, especially the fire mech. His face expressions are also very nice, with this patch covering some of the bruises on his forehead. There is also a scabbard for 2 katanas included with the minifig, and we get very nice mold for the hair. One of the best looking ones, I have to say, because he doesn't get a mask, he gets a cool hair instead. A great minifig, and of course a very good looking ninja. Here is Lloyd with a new type of surfer hair in blonde, and also his weapon is a new mold for a sword with this additional special golden piece at the bottom that is also a new addition to the Ninjago movie sets. His print for a torso is the same we've seen previously as well. For the green ninja outfit, his two face expressions feature the green ninja eyes, which is pretty cool, and I think that's the second best minifig in this set. Here is Lloyd in his bad boy sleeveless ninja outfit. A nice print, especially with the golden paint somewhat reflecting of some parts of the suit. Nice printing that goes along to his pants. He has some printing on the arms as well. Comes with a hammer, that's his weapon of choice, and a cool mold for the hair with the bandana and some hair tied up in the back of his head. Two face expressions, the nice call and the bad call, that makes him pretty much the same fig that we have seen in previous sets with Cole. Here is Jay in his blue ninja outfit. Nice hair, my favorite piece of this minifig. This messy look is a great mold, I have to say. I like his face expressions as well. And his weapon is the mix of this wooden pole with some chain and a blade at the end. I'm not sure what it's called, but there must be a name for it. Anyway, good minifig, and one more ninja to get into the set. Nia, I think, has one of the best prints for all ninjas in LEGO Ninjago movie sets. I like the gunmetal color of her outfit with those white and blue details for a water ninja that she is. And she usually comes with this cloth piece that wraps around her waist to create some sort of a plate or chainmail or plate armor. And her weapon of choice is the spear with also the new piece at the back. Face expressions do not differ that much, but are pretty cool, and I also like the hair she uses with this tied up thing in the back that makes up for a very high mold for such hairpiece. Zane comes with his quiver and the bow, and his face expression, the single one, I think is one of the most unique ones. That's Angry Zane, and I like the fact that you can see his shaved hair in white around his head. That matches up this very flat hairpiece in this military style cut. Well, cool minifig, but he's not my favorite character. Here is a Jungle Garmadon. I think that's the best version of Garmadon that we get in LEGO Ninjago movie sets. He comes with 4 katanas, very nice print for the torso. That's 2 torsos, of course. There's also a special cloth piece for his jungle robe, or at least some sort of a shoulder scarf that he gets with a very nice print. Also, we get one expression on his face with this angry Garmadon, and a new piece for his head in brown color. That's a new piece for the LEGO Ninjago movie sets. A good villain and very good representation of him in this set. And I think it would be wise to add this guy to the collection of minifigs. Well, that's just a statue in one of the rooms, but that's the stone warrior from Hands of Time. The mold for the armor is one of the best we get ever in LEGO Ninjago sets. That's from the previous wave. That's this gunmetal armor from Hands of Time series. And he comes also with 2 face expressions, the alive stone warrior and the sleeping one. So I think we can consider this guy as a minifig, because, well, he's quite unique to this set right now. Often I do not recommend buildings from Ninjago because I'm not a big fan, I always go for vehicles, but this building actually may turn me into liking those temple sets in Ninjago. This is a very good set overall, a lot of play features with a lot of booby traps to play with, very good selection of minifigs. You can get pretty much all ninjas in one go, plus one of the best representations of Garmadon if you want to. Those 2 dogs that guard the castle are also very well added to the set, a lot of fun with their builds, and overall I think, well, it's a good bang for your buck. Nothing to be really complaining here about. If you're into playsets that are mostly buildings and you want to recreate some battles from the upcoming movie or any other Ninjago situations that you really like, I think this is a set that would provide a lot of fun. Alright, that is it for this set review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I like this building a lot. I have to say I'm not a big fan of Ninjago buildings, but this one looks pretty good and I think it's a good set overall. If you enjoy this review, please leave a like and subscribe. We really appreciate your support. My name is Mike and I'll see you again on BrickVault.